lots of people asking not only how did I make the bass sound, but what processing. Hardly any, as you can see. So we're just going to have a look at that now. And let's just play that back. So we got my trusty SSL compressor. We talked about this earlier. I said I love it. Same settings really as what I had on the kick drum, I think. Very fast release, so it's acting and then letting it go as fast as possible. The same attack time, which is 1 millisecond, so kind of in the middle of the range. So it's not acting straight away and it's not taking too long to act. So with this setting, you're kind of allowing the punch to go through before the compressor grabs it. And so you're not squashing the initial attack of the sound, which we don't want to do because that's very important for this sound. But what it is doing is, now let's just have a look at the gain reduction. Up there near the 4 mark again, like I said earlier on the kick drum, I think it was. Anything I find with this plugin around the -4 mark it just sounds lovely. It just imparts a bit more sort of mid-range oomph. Subtle, but as we said before, again, it's all the little things that you do that add up to make it sound great. So just simple compression with the Waves SSL. Not using that, so that's off. Kickstart, literally just side chaining that, ducking that when the kick hits. I started using this a couple of years ago instead of the Logic compressor and then putting a side chain in with your kick. This is the long way round that I used to use. This is just instant. You click it on quarter note, select the wave that you want, and it ducks it out. You'll see I've got it on 55%. I didn't want it to duck too much because you don't want to hear it ducking. You just want it to make enough space for the kick when the kick hits. So let's hear that in action. Let's turn it off. It's quite subtle, but it does make a difference because it's not competing with the kick drum. And remember, the kick drum's really fat, and that's obviously part of the genre sound, is to have the fat kick drum. So you really need the space for that. Even though the bass line is the main element in the track, I still want it to move out of the way of my kick drum to keep that power there. But just not max. You can hear that now, it's too much. You're gonna know, your ear's gonna notice that when it's playing in the track. It's really ducking down. So just 50, 55, but again, adjust that by ear, just so it is moving out of the way, but it's not noticeable enough for your ear to catch it. Let's hear it in the mix. There you go. And lastly, in that chain on the bass, I've got the Oxford limiter, and this is just because I really wanted that up as high as I could, also sticking to the -12. So let's just see how much this is working. You can see it's only just tickling some of the higher notes. It's not on all the time. It's just chopping those peaks off so that we can fit in to our -12 structure. And that's it. There's no massive EQing going on. In fact, there's no EQing going on. That one's not on. Yeah, there's no major surgery sonically to that. There's no sub added. There's no top added. It's just that synth, because, as I keep saying, we've sourced a good sound from the very start. And when you do that, you generally don't need to mess around with it too much.